The King's Throne and the Great Adventure. Once upon a time, there was a majestic king who sat on a dazzling throne in a golden city. This wasn't just any throne. It pulsed with power, radiating light, and spoke of truth and justice. From this throne, the king ruled the entire universe with wisdom and love. But outside his perfect kingdom, a shadow had fallen. Many of his people had wandered far from the path, building cities of greed, selfishness, and chaos. They ignored the king's loving call to return, choosing instead to follow their own ways. The king, ever patient, decided it was time for an epic adventure. He opened a mysterious scroll sealed with 7 seals. This scroll was his rescue plan, a way to bring justice to the disobedient and restore peace to his kingdom. As the king broke the first seal, a rider on a white horse burst forth, carrying a bow. This rider represented conquest, but not just any conquest. It was a wake-up call to remind the world who the true king was. One by one, other riders followed. A red horse for war, a black horse for famine, and a pale horse for death. These mighty riders galloped across the land, stirring people to ask, "What have we done? Could the king still love us?" The answer? Yes, he did. The king's goal wasn't destruction. It was to wake his people up and bring them home. Next, the king called his angelic trumpeters to sound their horns. With each blast, something incredible happened. Fiery hail, darkened skies, poisoned rivers, and even an army of strange creatures appeared. But the king's loyal servants were safe because he had marked them with his special seal. These warnings were like heavenly alarms, urging the disobedient to rethink their path. Some people stopped and looked up. Could the king forgive us? They wondered. His throne seemed to rumble, as if answering, "Come back and you'll see my love." The king wasn't finished yet. 7 golden bowls filled with justice were poured out. These weren't ordinary bowls. They held plagues, darkness, and thunderous storms that shook the world. One bowl even dried up a great river, making way for a final showdown. But even as these events unfolded, the king's throne glowed brighter, reminding everyone that justice and mercy go hand in hand. Then came the turn of Babylon, a grand city of glittering towers that had rebelled against the king. The city was full of treasures, but its heart was empty. With one mighty command, the king brought Babylon down, showing the world that no kingdom could stand against his love and truth. Finally, after all the judgments, the king called his faithful servants to his throne. They wore bright robes and sang songs of victory, celebrating the king's righteousness. The shadow that had covered the land was gone, and the king revealed his ultimate gift, a brand new world where pain and sadness would never exist again. From his throne flowed a sparkling river of life, and the king invited everyone to drink from it. "This is my gift to all who choose to follow me," he said with a smile. The story of the king's judgments wasn't about doom and gloom. It was about hope, second chances, and the promise of a perfect kingdom. For those who listened and returned to the king, it became the greatest adventure of all, a journey from shadow to everlasting light. And so, the king's throne remains, shining with love and justice, calling all who hear to come and be part of his story.